Over 40 years ago, Voyager 2 was sent into space, built with technology that's older than the first smartphones. And yet, despite its antiquity, it has just made one of the most chilling discoveries in space travel. As our attention is drawn to Mars and the Moon, Voyager 2 slipped silently into a previously unmapped area of space, one no human device had ever really visited. What it showed was astounding. An edge, a wall, a sudden and precise shift that confirms something deep. The boundary of our solar system isn't some abstract concept. It exists, and may be more perilous than anyone ever had the courage to imagine. We all picture space as a huge, vacant space. Voyager 2 has shattered that illusion. Space is not vacant, it is ordered, layered, and even policed. The boundary this probe has explored rewrites everything we ever believed about the limits of our cosmic neighborhood. Voyager 2 was launched in 1977 and was designed to last 5 years, 10 at most. But it has endured for almost half a century, surviving blistering solar radiation, cosmic dust, ice-cold temperatures, and the seemingly infinite expanse between planets. Against the odds, it still sends murmurs from the dark periphery of our domain. Now, it has accompanied its twin, Voyager 1, into interstellar space, the first human-created objects to depart our solar system and venture into the unknown. This crossing is not just poetic, it's scientifically backed up. NASA recorded sudden and dramatic changes in plasma, temperature, and radiation. These were not slight changes but abrupt shifts, as if the spacecraft had passed through an invisible veil, one separating our sun's domain from the rest of the galaxy. More theatrically, the changes were instantaneous, not incremental, suggesting the presence of a cosmic gateway. What Voyager 2 encountered defies our entire conception of space. We once believed the sun's heliosphere, the magnetic bubble enclosing the solar system, melted slowly into the interstellar medium. Voyager 2, however, drew a much more radical picture. There was a sudden spike in temperature, a spike of cosmic radiation, and an unexpected reorientation of magnetic fields. The greatest shock? The interstellar and the sun's magnetic fields are just aligned, something our models didn't expect at all. As Voyager 2 departed the heliosphere, it recorded a 70% increase in galactic cosmic rays. That suggests the heliosphere is not just a boundary. It's a shield, a protective shield that keeps out the galaxy's most aggressive radiation. Outside that shield, the conditions change. Space grows hotter, more energetic. Not more physically dense, but charged differently, more turbulently. Voyager wasn't venturing into a void. It was venturing into a storm. The spacecraft also confirmed something else equally unorthodox. The heliosphere is not a sphere. It's compressed, pulsating, and dynamic. The magnetic field of the sun inhales and exhales every 11 years, causing the borders of the solar system to swell and deflate like a living organism. That makes the border of the solar system shift, warp, and even open in places. When Voyager 1 crossed the boundary, it did so at 119 astronomical units. Voyager 2 did so at 121. Their readings were different temperatures, densities, and radiation levels, showing the boundary isn't fixed. It's dynamic, influenced by forces we still don't fully understand. And if it's alive, then what else might be alive with it? As it keeps moving further away, Voyager 2's signal becomes weaker. Its nuclear power source will fail by 2025, and then its voice will be stilled. But on board, it has a piece of humanity. The golden record. A record of Earth's languages, music, images, and maps. Our cosmic calling card, floating into the void. But according to new discoveries, some now question whether the gesture was prudent. This region of space is not passive, it is reactive. It reacts to motion, and we've left a marker behind, pointing directly home. Was that brave, or was it idiotic? Now, Voyager 2 floats among the stars, sailing through a region where even the laws of physics seem to warp and curve. Although we'll never hear from it again, its final message is hauntingly clear. We're not voyaging into nothingness. We're passing through something. While the mission of Voyager 2 has been hailed as a triumph, some researchers can't help but observe the peculiar nature of the transition. The abrupt jump in radiation, the abrupt realignment of the magnetic field, the plasma wall. It all too suddenly seems like it can't be an accident. It wasn't a smooth merging into the depths of space. It felt like crossing a threshold. Others have begun to wonder, what if the heliosphere is not a shield, but a defended border? A checkpoint, perhaps. It sounds like science fiction, until you remember that Earth is one of the few worlds we know to harbor life, and the moment we stepped outside our protective bubble, the universe reacted. Instantly, as if something had seen us. Voyager 2 continues to send strange data. Anomalies, energy bursts, unexplained spikes in electromagnetic fields. Most are explained away as instrument malfunctions or cosmic coincidences. But a few are different. In 2019, the probe unexpectedly powered down for hours before rebooting itself without long-term damage. Engineers called it a glitch. But what kind of glitch shuts down a spacecraft for hours and then reboots it in like new condition? Some believe it could be environmental interference, not the probes but from out there. Could Voyager be talking to an environment we still don't comprehend? Perhaps we are not just eavesdropping on the universe. Perhaps something is eavesdropping on us. Measurements from both Voyager spacecraft reveal another mystery. Their findings at the edge of the solar system are not the same. Both entered interstellar space at a different distance, with different readings of temperature, pressure, and particle density. Most attribute this to the solar cycle or their differing flight paths. But others are beginning to wonder something more ominous. What if the solar boundary changes? What if it is not a wall but a skin, one that changes based on who or what approaches it? If that's true, then Voyager 2 did not simply cross a line. It may have touched on something far, far older, wiser, and infinitely greater than our own. Now billions of kilometers from home, Voyager 2 has no gas to steer, no eye to see, and only a weak signal struggling to get back. But its discoveries challenge the way we see the universe. Space is not a backdrop, it's a system. It has design, motion, and maybe purpose. And that realization brings forth a daunting query. Have we stumbled upon something we shouldn't have found? Because if the edge of our solar system shifts and reacts, then we were never really lost. We were encircled, protected, watched. Voyager 2 did not merely blunder into the unknown. It has demonstrated that the unknown is certainly conscious. For years, the edge of the solar system was thought to be nothing more than a figure, an arbitrary distance from the sun. But Voyager 2 has shattered that myth. It didn't simply pass around the planets. It crossed through a boundary that was there, that was measurable, that responded. What it found on the other side violates everything we knew. The universe, it appears, is not silent. Pulses. It vibrates. It responds. And when Voyager 2 reached that magnetic line, when radiation surged and physics was altered, it confirmed something too big to ignore. Space is ordered. Space is regulated. And perhaps, it is under observation. We weren't floating in chaos, we were contained by a system. And now, for the first time, one of us has ventured beyond that perimeter. So the question is no longer what's out there. It's who drew the line. What do you think? Was Voyager 2 merely charting out natural phenomenon? Or did it sail near something ancient? Something that's been observing? Is space really our own to roam? Or do we only just realize that it's a much more complex thing, perhaps even alive? If you believe this is only the beginning, if you have a feeling that the reality of our place in the universe is stranger than science fiction, keep wondering. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. We're not merely telling you a story here, we're breaking codes. And the next one could change everything.